to Cardoso, able to let first game as a head coach after that. Clark diving in.
He did and try to get that foul called.
With more shooting. Meanwhile, Clark scored or assisted upon. Clark meets Reese on a screen. Nurse catch, fire, can't hit. Boston can't finish the first two. Clark around, lob it in, Howard, good.
Foot area.
Clark,
and then be able to attack and drive to the
transfer to LSU. Lob Mitchell, nice job by Kelsey Mitch. So first personal on Caitlin Clark. So speedy, dive. Nice position, Reese.
Each one is low. They look for their post.
Will fire again. Barges in and get to
the offensive glass as well.
Vandersloot lays it in.
You can see the difference in Chicago in terms.
Will fire. And our break, only Asia Wilson average. Nurse, another one. That one's short as well. Here's Howard. Focuses she has for Clark at the beginning. That's what we call a high-class problem. So Reese gets denied the follow. Beating Boston, who first.
We belong in this league, in that rivalry.
About this as a rivalry. Loves rivalries. Loves them as a sports fan at the high school. She said, so I think Rock's up her first personal. Reset the line along with Atkins. And Onion way into the paint. Scoops it up and off the cup.
How good is Beck out?
Natasha Howard. Here's Atkins. And we'll get a breather. Those off-season veteran acquisition. Chicago, Sydney Colson. Elevating and floor. Williams push shot, Onyenwede. The push steal, 2-on-1, threw it behind. Vandersloot off. Mitchell connects.
With the way the ball is moving for the Fever.
Onyenwede unable to hit, upping their attempt. Chicago this first quarter. Howard, here's Atkins.
That shot off.
Onyenwede fading away. When they broke their playoff
of physicality allowed by the official.
Both teams in the bonus
not
now.
Displaced.
Mitchell hopping through. Plum with 37 in the nightcap. For Caitlin Clark to be able to find. We've seen from Cunningham through camp. And not on target. Head, Reese goes in. Tyler Marsh joining us as denied by Banham, but Hull. Oh, what a look. And Hull late.
It was beautiful.
East will fire the three. And
have to defend her. You know that she can post.
Will fire away. No. The veteran off to the race.
Fake and finish from Hall. The league is in good hands with this young talent.
Off to Clark. Boston fakes and late. Banham sidestepping two is full take.
Looking for from Angel Reese this year is a little more for
working her former teammate Aaliyah Bond. Clark gives up the three. Out a couple of times in the lead up to this season. Clark, little mid-range, center of the lane, nice dish. Clark off on blue with a lot of space. Clark catch, fire, sit in. Howard sheds Vander. Thing before the game, she said, Howard's one of the.
And Howard's been like that her whole career. There. There's a buffet
in the corner. Nurse
times when there's been an inbound in the front.
Drives to Boston. Her jumper is save it. What a dish by 11th of 12 in defense. In her 16th year, 3 to shoot. Clark drive fake from Boston, who lays ahead. Howard, the quarter. Had one of her blocks. Point, Indiana lead. Allen.
Howard got caught up for a second on it.
Here's Clark around the screen. As
Clark a couple times as a result.
I think it's been exhaustive, Rebecca. Roll and a foul called on Nurse. Chicago shooting just 26%.
Caitlin Clark talked about it.
Stephanie White was talking. A lot of new key pieces as
in the post on Caitlin Clark.
Vandersloot 3 blocks. Mitchell. Boston with point Fever lead. Allen with 5 actions, all that and more coming up on the
team is as the both ends of the floor at the 4 position.
Liberty 2 with Dallas and now back. Ooh. Shot clock turn, fires. You bet.
What did you like about that side of the ball?
Switches.
All right, Steph, thanks a lot. We were here in 2015 and 63. Long history, Natasha Howard.
You humor me.
Mitchell finds Howard. Reese pounding in the lane. Clark guarded by Reese. Howard got
great perimeter defense by the big.
Bringing in Howard, bringing in DeWanna Bonner. Atkins, Drew. Here's Bonner. Off on the Boston gets called for the foul.
Coach Tyler Marsh told us earlier today, should the hoop more, see her more.
Player development coach between these leagues. How you prepared by Becky Hammond in Vegas. 5 to shoot. Nice look. Bouncing. What a find. And Atkins gets with 15 points.
Average double-digit assists. Let's go on, and the comfort is there.
2. Tried to squeeze it in. Nice find. And Bonner
Finishing those.
and Stephanie White talked about pulls inside and drop. Reese spinning. Couldn't. Boston gets Reese has 12 rebounds.
Which she would prefer, because as a post player,
In that game against the Lynx, we talked about how
time to develop. It's always hard.
Vandersloot step back in that bucket. Rebecca Allen. To explain why she felt like history going into. You're gonna
Look.
Angel Thomas with more as with the officials and has any other tricks up his sleeve. Bonner leans in the first half. Her media day photos.
I just want to revisit that Caitlin.
Boston will fire a 3. Rookie drills one in the CMs. Bodies in. Williams finds Boston inside. 7 rebounds, 7 assists. Look, Allen offered. Get unable to lay it in, but the green. Allen. Oh. And a foul. Angel Reese. You think we'll get that in a sounds of the game?
This league of ours when it comes to the player.
And a whistle.
What, me?
51 Colson, 6 Howard. Final minute of the third. Dumps it in and a foul on Allen from Indiana. Howard deflected. Dunked the Thunder and Denver. Incredible series. Her 8th rebound to go with 14 points. A foul on Chicago.
Call the set and someone is in the wrong.
Discourage your teammates at times. Personals. Oh, she missed him.
I have the toast of the town besides to lead their franchises. What stands out about inspiration from her past?
Works the same way. So, yeah.
Wednesday. What does that mean to you?
A lot of fun and look forward to competing.
Leading Mitchell for the Bantam. Cannon Reese swims in and order. Rookie to ever record 1. Now bounces to her. Boston. Howard ahead and here's Clark. Clark firing. Hey!
It's rebounding.
Oh, Cardozo. Mitchell backdoor pushes it up. 15. And so has 15 rebounds. Contested 2. Good. Can't bank it in. The follow. Tina Thompson, but was unable to finish. Here's Mitchell. What a
Well, the Indiana Fevers defensively have held Chicago to
Elite 8s in college. Here's Bonner. Bonner with 2 to shoot. TCU. There's Madison. Here's Howard. And Howard will shoot her 9. Clark. At LSU is Bonner. Stuntus goes to the scorers table. Getting. And Onion Wade can't get it. Leaning and call the putback. Foul on Sydney. Morris Colson lays it
effectively. That some of the other championship favorites
were just tickled. Yeah.
just assume a bigger role as the year goes on, as she is, and you know we've seen some
And how about Chicago?
have space on the floor, creating for Cardozo and Reese, although
Those double-doubles in a season.
offensive end.
9 boards. Timpson lays it. Onion Wade. Indiana Fever. Reese pounding in the lane. Here's Clark. Guarded by, working her way down on Reese. Howard got.
The shot clock goes down. Just great perimeter defense by the big.
This roster, bringing in Howard, bringing in DeWanna Bonner.
Agency this past season.
Atkins drills and champion in this league. Here's Bonner off on that. Cardozo working Boston. Boston gets called for the foul.
An all-star. She's been an Olympian, but her coach Tyler Marsh told us earlier today, she said this year she's also focusing on getting to the hoop more, see her more.
Tyler Marsh, who's been an elite player development coach and an assistant for a long time, different roles between these leagues. Are you so confident in the way I was prepared by Becky Hammond in Vegas? Off to Boston. 5 to shoot, nice look. Spinning, bouncing, what a find. And Atkins gets Howard with 15 points.
This is a year Caitlin Clark could average double-digit assists. But as the season continues to go on and the comfort is there.
Howard draws 2. Tried to squeeze it in. Here's Clark in transition. Nice find, and Bonner.
In a typical situation, she's going to be finishing those.
And Stephanie White talked about. Fakes the jumper, rumbles inside, and
Well against the bigger Cardoso.
Reese spinning, couldn't. Clark dumping it into Boston. Boston gets 4 blocks now. Meanwhile, Angel Reese has 12 rebounds. ESPN.
We'll have to ask Caitlin like which she would prefer, because as a post player,
What you observed from the Wings in that game against the Lynx. We talked about how
I think we ought to give them a little bit of time to develop. It's always hard.
Clark looking to shake Vandersloot, step back, work on her face after that bucket. Rebecca Allen maintain the basketball. For a team, Stephanie White is still trying to explain why she felt like adjudicating something that there's a lot of history going into. You're gonna
Bounds, Indiana goes into a zone look.
Angel in most ever, only Alyssa Thomas with more, as vended conversation with the officials. On reviews thus far in case Roy Gilbain has any other tricks up his sleeve. Bounce 5 assists and 4 blocks. Bonner leans in. Just 1 field goal attempt in the first half. The difference in her media day photo.
That's all very interesting.
Yes.
I just want to revisit that Caitlin.
6 to shoot. Here's Boston, will fire a 3. And 3s a year ago, 4 as a rookie. Drills 1 in the season lead. Williams bodies in. Clark looking to take Williams, finds Boston inside. Clark has 14 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. Vandersloot, great look. Allen off. Howard gets off the inbound. Hull unable to lay it in, but Clark gets over the screen. Allen. Boston out to Hull. And a foul. 1 after her interaction with Angel Reese. Now, Caitlin is wearing a mic for us today. You think we'll get that in a Sounds of the Game?
Such party poopers, this league of ours, when it comes to the player.
And a whistle.
I love the reaction from Colson, like, what me?
So number 3 on Howard, 51 Colson, 6 Howard. Back to Duntas. Final minute of the third. Bonner dumps it in, and a foul on Allen. Really well diversified attack here from Indiana.
Side.
Tomorrow. Here's Howard, deflected. Duntas between the Thunder and Denver.
Joker gets it done.
Been an incredible series. As Clark gets awarded her 8th rebound to go with 14 points. And a foul on Chicago.
She shows her frustration when she's called a set and someone is in the wrong.
Have her improve upon that to not discourage her teammates at times. And Clark already with 3 personals. But having an impactful day. Oh, she missed a special guest.
Well, I have the toast of the town, besides something special of 2 people who are trying to lead their franchises. What stands out about her I've ever seen? Do you take any inspiration from her past?
Than I am, and I think vice versa, it works the same way. So, yeah.
Start the Eastern Conference Finals on Wednesday. What does that mean to you?
You know, a part of another year of adding on to that will be a lot of fun, and look forward to competing.
Rebound away. Clark leading Mitchell for the... Banham can't. Vandersloot down the floor. Reese swims in, and flagrant 1 in the 3rd quarter. Here had 2 triple doubles, the first rookie to ever record 1. Clark gets it back from Boston. Now bounces to her. Boston. Reese loses it. Howard ahead, and Hubble. Here's Clark. Here's Clark firing. Hey!
Now Caitlin needs to have one focus, and it's rebounding.
Oh, Cardoso. Bonner's trying to get it. Mitchell backdoor pushes it up. 7 boards. Natasha Howard with 15. And points to lead the way for Chicago. Also has 15 rebounds. Here's Howard. Contested 2. Good. Bonner leaning. Can't bank it in. The follow-up. That bucket to pass Tina Thompson, but was unable to finish. 5 blocks on the day. Caitlin Clark went up and said, I'll get you in. Here's Mitchell. What a
Well, the Indiana Fever, too, a season ago, but much improved defensively, have held Chicago to...
Went to 5 straight Elite Eights in college. Here's Bonner. Shoot now, back to Bonner. Bonner with 2 to shoot.
Williams to come over.
And then a year at TCU. There's Maddie, 13th rebound for Boston. Here's Howard. And Elizabeth Williams picks up her 4th. Howard will shoot her 9th. Van Lith guarding Clark. Member of Louisville, and then at LSU is Bond out. Tamira Stuntis goes to the scorer's table. Here is Bonner. She and Onion Wade can't get it. Here's Van Lith leaning and backfire short. Call the putback. Foul on Sydney. 8 of 12 from the floor as Colson lays it.
We've seen them switch defensively effectively. They don't have the experience together that some of the other championship favorites.
15th pick of this year's draft. The Fever were just tickled. That's it. As Duntis,
Just in the preseason, but she's going to assume a bigger role as the year goes on, has raved about what kind of a competitor she is. And I know we've seen some from Courtney Vandersloot as the year goes on.
And how about Chicago?
A lot more pace, and they want to have space on the floor, open up a lot more opportunities for Cardoso and Reese, although
Reese, who had the 2nd most double-doubles in a season.
7 of her boards on the offensive end.
Steele. Hall has 9 points, 9 boards. Timpson lays it. Onion Wade. Season opener from the Indiana Fever.